Hi, sunshine. I grew up in a mall, the Carousel Mall to be exact. My mom was a custodial aide in there, so she pushed the cart and cleaned the mall. And she worked at different stores in the mall, including Woolworth and Hickory Farms. And so with me, being a little kid, and my best friends would come with me, we would ride the bus after school and hang out at the mall and people watch and price watch. My cousin taught me that you don't buy it unless it steals your heart. And if it did steal your heart, maybe you can wait until it goes on sale. Unless it says limited edition and get it while it's hot. Now, the malls in China, specifically Beijing, where I was living, I could walk to like 2 malls from my apartment complex, and they were both like 7 stories, had every version of Foot Locker in there, had schools in there, swimming schools, and they had like the trampoline parks that we are getting now everywhere. They had those everywhere, all in the different levels. Aside from the Mall of America, I don't really know any other malls that are that detailed and exciting. But the Carousel Mall was a very exciting place back in the day. I think it was called South Central Mall. I don't know, something. I gotta ask my mom. But the Carousel Mall, for us 90s babies, it was a place where you can go shop, you can hang out, you can have a crump battle, you could catch a movie, in the mall there was a movie theater, and then across the street there was a movie theater. And then, and a regular theater too. And you could literally ride a carousel in there. They had a whole carousel. I hate that I wasn't a 500,000 at the time so that I could get the carousel. And then I didn't have no land for it either. Oh my goodness. I would have a whole carousel in my side yard right now if I could. So yeah, the Carousel Mall was fun. It was popping. It was thriving. You could ride a carousel. You could ride a train. You could ride a Ferris wheel in the mall, a Ferris wheel, a train, and a carousel inside of this 2-story mall. And that's where I learned how to take my pictures with all my backdrops. I got to play every video game that came out first because I would go to the video game store. Just like I would hang out at the Photoshop store. She let me start taking pictures of the customers. So that's where I got this from. My mom worked at a store called Variety. It was like a dollar store, like an everything store. And I would ring the customers up on the register. My mom worked at Hickory Farms, so that was those little chocolate, little kisses, those little they like pastel colors. And love a good summer sausage with the root beer. Oh, and honey mustard on the summer sausage. Yes, love Hickory Farms. I used to help decorate it during Christmas time. Y'all are welcome. Little Dairy was all up in that. Little sunshine to y'all. And then Burger Time, it was this restaurant in there. When Burger King left, they got Burger Time. And Burger King used to have this bomb tender grilled chicken sandwich. So Burger King, if you hear this, please bring it back. And if you're not going to bring back the BK tender grill sandwich, please give me the recipe and give it to me for free. And then we would go to Burger Time, and they had a chicken sandwich too, but they would put French dressing on it, I think, if my taste buds are correct. And it was pretty amazing. Shredded lettuce, like on a sub kind of bread with like a grilled chicken patty with some French dressing and some cheese. They used to bring all type of crazy stuff to the mall, like a 100-foot snake. I have a picture somewhere of me as a little girl holding a snake. I don't think I would do that today. If my memory serves me correctly, it's 100 people holding a 100-foot snake. The picture is also probably in the San Bernardino Sun newspaper archive somewhere. There was also a jungle gym kind of thing in there, like a kid's playground. It was not Chuck E. Cheese. It wasn't Chuck E. Cheese, but it was pretty cool. It was like kind of the same vibe. And then I think my mom said the owner had a heart attack, and then his son had a heart attack, and there was like nobody left to keep the dream alive. And if some magical way somebody who knows the real story can correct me, please let me know, because that was a fun place. The Carousel Mall was like, it's right in the middle of downtown San Bernardino. So we would have Route 66, which is like a festival with all the old cars that you would see like in the movie cars. And all the brands like Farmer John and Tyson would come out and set up and give you some free food samples. And one day we were walking down the street looking at everything, and my mom turned to this guy and was like, "Hey, you're the Incredible Hulk." And then he was like, "Yes, I am," and gave us an autographed picture. We still have that. Like the OG Incredible Hulk. And I'm not exactly sure why, but maybe around 2009, 2010 maybe, the stores started shutting down and turning into offices. So imagine going from like Fashion Bug and Hallmark and Claire's and Rainbow to a Child Protective Services office, like a DHR office, depending on what state y'all are in. And like a travel agency office, like book a trip now. Are you ready to go to an oasis? I remember when Fashion Bug closed because everything in the store was buy one, get one for a penny. Slowly but surely, the food court went, the train went, the Ferris wheel went, the carousel stayed. Then finally, the mall just shut down altogether. And they were looking for some type of funding or some type of help. And I think San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino was trying to buy the mall. And there was some talk about turning it into a swap meet. Didn't think that was the greatest idea ever. Turn it back into the mall. But then once they didn't do nothing with it, I was like, all right, turn it into a swap meet at least, something. It's a whole big building. And so it closed all the way down. It's shut down for a while. And then you had the homeless people, the unhoused, starting fires in there and breaking in. There were still clothes in there like FUBU and South Pole. Like, that's the era we're talking about. So like the homeless people started taking their place in this building, and eventually they just knocked the whole building down. I last visited in November of 2024, and when I rode through the parking structure of the mall, it's like 3 levels, and that was full of homeless people. They had like a rim turned into a little fire pit. But yeah, the mall I grew up in is now flat.